All right, are you ready for this? We're diving deep into lichens today.
Lichens.
I know you're thinking lichens.
Yeah.
Not exactly the most thrilling topic, right?
Yeah.
But trust me on this one, okay? These things, once you get past how they look, they're fascinating.
Yeah, they're really interesting because they often get mistaken for plants,
Right.
but they're not even close to plants. They're actually a composite organism.
Okay.
So a really unique partnership between two very different life forms.
Two life forms.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Break that down for me.
So imagine like a team or a collaboration that's so tight that they become a single entity.
Okay.
We're talking about a fungus that's like the architect of the team. It provides structure, it provides protection.
Right.
And then there's the powerhouse,
Okay.
which is either an alga or a cyanobacterium.
Right.
And this is the one that can do photosynthesis.
Right.
So it provides food for the duo.
So it's like this tiny, self-sufficient ecosystem. The fungus builds the shelter, and the alga, or the cyanobacterium, brings home the groceries.
That's a great way to put it.
That's incredible.
And this partnership, or the symbiosis, is what allows them to thrive in some of the most extreme environments on Earth.
Really?
Deserts, Arctic tundra, you name it, they're probably there.
Wow.
You can even find them clinging to bare rock.
That's wild. I mean, I've seen them on trees and rocks, walking around, but I never really thought about how they actually survive
Right.
in those really harsh conditions.
Yeah, and one of their secrets is that they can tolerate extreme dryness.
Okay.
So they can essentially shut down, go dormant, until water becomes available again.
It's like they hit a pause button on life.
Yeah.
So how do they even grow if they're spending so much time, dormant?
Well, that brings us to another fascinating aspect of lichens, which is they grow incredibly slowly.
Oh, really?
We're talking millimeters per year.
Millimeters?
Sometimes even less.
That's like practically standing still.
Pretty much.
But I guess that explains why they can live for hundreds or even thousands of years.
Precisely. And scientists have actually found a way to use this slow growth to their advantage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a technique called lichenometry.
Yeah.
And they use this to date surfaces like rocks.
Wait, so by measuring how big a lichen is, you can tell how long a rock has been sitting there.
Yeah.
That's some serious scientific detective work.
It is.
That's really cool.
And it's just one example of how these seemingly simple organisms can offer valuable insights into the natural world.
Okay, you've officially piqued my curiosity. But let's back up a little bit. We've talked about this partnership, this symbiosis, but what does a lichen actually look like? I mean, I've seen, the crusty things on rocks.
Right.
But are there other forms that they take?
Oh, you'd be amazed at the diversity.
Okay.
It's like a lichen fashion show out there. We can broadly categorize them into a few main growth forms.
Yeah.
Fruticose, foliose, and crustose.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah.
What makes each type unique?
Okay, so picture a miniature forest.
Okay.
That's what fruticose lichens kind of resemble.
Okay.
They're branching, they often look like tiny shrubs.
Right.
Or even hair-like structures. Some stand upright, while others dangle gracefully from trees.
So like a tiny bonsai tree almost.
Exactly.
I can picture that, yeah.
Yeah.
What about the others?
So foliose lichens are more like leafy pancakes.
Okay.
They're flat, with lobes that kind of resemble leaves, but they're not true leaves.
Right.
And you'll often find these clinging to rocks and tree trunks.
Okay, yeah, I've definitely seen those around. They look almost like peeling paint sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
So what about crustose? Is that the crusty type I've seen?
Yeah, you got it. Crustose lichens are the masters of adhesion.
Okay.
So they form a very thin crust-like layer that is very tightly attached to surfaces, like rocks, bark, or even walls.
So we got tiny trees, leafy pancakes, and painted on crusts.
Yeah.
That's quite a range.
It is.
And I'm guessing they come in all sorts of colors, too.
Absolutely. The color palette of lichens is incredibly diverse.
Okay.
From vibrant yellows and oranges to deep greens and browns.
Wow.
And these colors can come from the photosynthetic partner or from special pigments that are produced by the lichen itself.
So that explains why some of them look so bright.
Exactly.
I've noticed that especially after a rain shower, they seem very vibrant.
That's because their colors actually intensify when they're wet. It's like they come alive with the moisture.
With the moisture, yeah.
But speaking of being alive,
yes,
let's dive into how lichens reproduce.
Okay.
It's a bit more complex than you might think.
Okay, now you've got me really intrigued. how do these slow-growing,
Right.
seemingly simple organisms, how do they manage to create more of themselves?
Well, lichens have a few tricks up their sleeve. Okay. They can reproduce both sexually and asexually.
Wait, both?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
Yeah.
So asexual reproduction is like making a clone of yourself.
Right.
So they can do this through fragmentation.
Okay.
Where a piece of the lichen breaks off and then grows into a new lichen.
So basically a little piece of lichen can become a whole new organism.
Exactly.
Efficient.
Yeah.
So what about the sexual reproduction part?
That's where things get a little bit more complicated.
Okay.
In sexual reproduction, the fungal partner produces spores.
Right.
And those spores need to find the right partner.
Okay.
Either an alga or a cyanobacterium.
To form a new lichen.
Exactly.
So it's not just any old alga or cyanobacterium. It has to be a specific match.
It does.
Wow, that sounds tricky.
It can be.
Yeah.
And to make this matchmaking process a bit easier, lichens have developed these fascinating structures called apothecia.
Apothecia.
Yeah, and these are like tiny discs that are on the surface of the lichen.
Okay.
And this is where the spores are released.
It's like a tiny launch pad for fungal spores.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
That's really cool. I'm starting to realize that there's a whole lot more to these lichens than meets the eye.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah.
And speaking of seeing things differently, let's talk about how scientists classify lichens.
Okay.
It's actually a bit of a head scratcher.
Right.
So they classify lichens based on the fungal partner.
Okay.
Not the alga or the cyanobacteria.
Even though it's a partnership.
Even though it's a partnership, yeah.
Hold on, that doesn't seem quite fair, does it? I mean, it takes two to tango in this partnership.
You're not wrong. It's definitely a topic that has sparked a lot of debate in the scientific community.
I bet.
So the reasoning behind this classification is that the fungus seems to be the dominant partner in determining the lichen's overall form and structure.
So the fungus is like the architect and the alga or cyanobacterium is the builder. But if the same fungus can partner with different algae or cyanobacteria, wouldn't that lead to some confusion?
It does. And that is one of the biggest challenges with this classification system.
Okay.
The same fungus partnered with different species can create lichens that look and behave completely differently.
Right.
So are they really the same species?
Right.
It's a question that scientists are still grappling with.
This is getting more and more fascinating.
Yeah.
It seems like the deeper we dive into the world of lichens, the more complex and intriguing they become.
They do.
But I have to ask, beyond, their scientific wonder, do lichens have any practical uses for humans? Are they good for anything?
You might be surprised to learn that lichens have a long and diverse history of human uses, from food and dyes to medicine and even environmental monitoring.
Okay, color me intrigued. I'm ready to hear all about it.
Okay.
But I think we'll have to save that for the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good. So let's talk about those practical uses of lichens we learned. While not exactly a common thing in most diets, lichens have actually served as a source of food for humans.
Really?
Especially in times of scarcity.
Oh, wow.
They've been incorporated into bread, porridges, and even soups.
Okay.
So take, for instance, Iceland moss.
Iceland moss.
It was actually a vital food source in Northern Europe.
Interesting.
And often prepared in various ways to try and make it more palatable.
Iceland moss, it sounds almost mythical.
Yeah.
I can see how, in a pinch, you'd use what you could to survive, right?
Exactly.
Were there any other lichens people ate?
Well, there's rock tripe.
Rock tripe.
Yeah, it's another one that's been used as an emergency food source in North America.
Oh, interesting.
So, while not exactly a culinary delight,
I'm guessing it's not as delicious as it sounds.
Probably not.
Okay, so food in tough times. What about those dyes you mentioned?
Right, so lichens have a long history as natural dyes for textiles. For example, in Scotland, traditional dyes often use lichens to create those vibrant colors you see in Harris tweed.
So those iconic Scottish tartans might owe their hues to lichens.
It's possible.
That's amazing. I always imagine those colors coming from plants.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Wow.
And, speaking of those vibrant colors, lichens have also been used to create litmus. Litmus. Which is a pH indicator. Okay. So it turns red in acidic solutions and blue in basic solutions.
Wait, litmus paper comes from lichens?
Yeah.
I remember using that in science class. It's incredible to think something so seemingly simple could have such a wide range of uses.
It really is, and it speaks to the chemical diversity of these organisms. But perhaps one of the most promising areas of research is in medicine.
Okay.
So lichens produce a wide range of compounds, and some of these compounds have shown potential as antibiotics and antiviral agents. So, for instance, arsenic acid.
Arsenic acid.
It's a compound found in many lichens, and it's being studied for its antibacterial properties.
Wow. So lichens could hold the key to new medicines.
It's possible. Research is ongoing.
That's really exciting. I'm sensing a theme here. Resilience.
Yeah.
Resourcefulness. It makes you wonder what other secrets these lichens might be holding on to.
Exactly. And we're still uncovering new discoveries.
Right.
You know, remember how we talked about lichens being a partnership between two organisms?
Right.
Well, recent research has actually revealed that some lichens have a third partner.
A third partner?
Yeah.
What?
A yeast.
Hold on. A third partner? That's blowing my mind.
Yeah.
What's the yeast doing in there?
So researchers believe that this yeast actually plays a crucial role in forming the lichen's cortex. Remember that outer protective layer we talked about?
Yeah.
So it may also contribute to the lichen's unique shape and structure.
So it's like the yeast is the construction worker, helping to build the lichen's home.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
I had no idea. Things could get so complex at such a small scale.
It really is incredible. It highlights the intricacy of these symbiotic relationships. And we're only just beginning to scratch the surface of understanding the full extent of these partnerships and the roles that each member plays.
This is making me think about lichens not just as like individual organisms, but as part of a larger ecosystem.
Yeah.
What kind of role do they play in the environment?
So they're not just passive inhabitants. They play a really vital role in shaping ecosystems.
Really?
Think of them as pioneers.
Okay.
They're often the first organisms to colonize bare rock or disturbed areas.
So they're like the first settlers in a new land, making it habitable for others.
Exactly.
That's a pretty important job.
It is.
Yeah.
And their ability to withstand those harsh conditions and break down rock into soil is essential for creating those new habitats.
That's incredible. They're literally turning rock into soil.
Yeah.
Creating the foundation for entire ecosystems.
It's amazing.
It's making me appreciate that slow and steady growth even more.
Yeah, it really is remarkable.
Yeah.
And they're not just creating habitats.
Okay.
They're also contributing to nutrient cycling.
Oh.
Remember how we talked about some lichens having cyanobacteria as partners?
Yes.
Those are the nitrogen fixers.
Right.
So they convert atmospheric nitrogen into a form that's usable by other organisms.
So they're like natural fertilizer factories, boosting the productivity of entire ecosystems.
That's a great way to put it.
That's really cool. It makes you wonder if we could harness that power somehow.
Right.
For like sustainable agriculture.
It's a fascinating area of research for sure.
Yeah.
And on top of all of that, lichens provide food and shelter for various animals.
Right.
Reindeer, caribou, even some insects and small mammals depend on lichens.
Right. I remember learning that reindeer rely heavily on lichens.
Yeah.
Especially in winter when other food is scarce.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some birds actually use lichens as nesting material.
Oh, wow.
They take advantage of their soft, pliable texture.
So it's amazing how these seemingly simple organisms can support such a diverse web of life.
It really is.
But with human activity impacting so many environments,
I
have to wonder, are lichens being affected? They seem so vulnerable.
It's a good point, and one of the biggest threats to lichens is actually air pollution.
Right, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
They're like living air quality monitors.
Exactly.
So if lichens start to disappear from an area, that's a bad sign.
It can be, yeah. It's often a warning sign that the air quality is deteriorating, which can have cascading effects on the entire ecosystem.
It sounds like protecting lichens is about more than just preserving these fascinating organisms. It's about safeguarding the health of our planet as a whole.
I think you're absolutely right. You know, lichens are a reminder that everything in nature is interconnected. Yeah. And they're full of surprises. Okay. For example, recent research has revealed this hidden world of genetic diversity within lichens. Okay. It turns out that a single lichen thallus, you know, that seemingly unified structure, can actually harbor multiple genotypes of the algal partner.
Whoa, hold on. Multiple genotypes?
Yeah.
So it's not just one type of algae, it's a mix of different genetic variations.
Yeah, within the same lichen.
Wow, that's wild.
And scientists are still trying to understand what the implications of this genetic diversity are.
Right.
One hypothesis is that it might allow lichens to adapt more readily to environmental changes.
That makes sense. If one alga struggles in a certain environment, another one might thrive.
Exactly.
Ensuring the survival of the lichen as a whole, it's like having a built-in backup system.
Exactly. And this brings us back to that ongoing debate about lichen classification. You know, if a single lichen can contain multiple algal genotypes, how do we define a species?
Right.
It's a question that continues to challenge our traditional notions of biological classification.
I'm starting to see why scientists are so captivated by lichens.
Yeah.
They're like living puzzles full of intricate details and unexpected connections.
They are, and there's still so much we don't know about these fascinating life forms.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, how do the different symbiotic partners communicate with each other?
Oh, right.
You know, what signals are they exchanging to coordinate their activities to ensure the success of the partnership?
It's like they have their own secret language. Hacking that code would be a huge breakthrough in understanding lichen biology.
Absolutely. And then there's the question of how lichens adapt to such a wide range of environments.
Yeah.
From scorching deserts to freezing tundras.
Right.
They seem to thrive in conditions that would be deadly to most other organisms.
Right. It's mind-boggling. I'm sure there are countless other mysteries.
Oh, absolutely.
Just waiting to be uncovered.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of science.
Right.
It's a never-ending journey of discovery.
Yeah.
And lichens are proving to be a particularly fascinating and complex puzzle to solve.
Definitely.
With so much more to learn, imagine the potential they hold for everything from medicine to environmental restoration.
Well, this deep dive has been a wild ride.
It has.
I've gone from barely knowing what a lichen is to being completely captivated by these incredible organisms.
Good, I'm glad.
They're complex, adaptable, and full of surprises.
They are.
I feel like I've just scratched the surface.
Yeah, there's so much more to learn.
You know, I have to admit, I was one of those people that just saw lichens as those crusty things growing on rocks.
Yeah.
I never imagined they were so complex.
Right.
And playing such important roles in the environment.
It is a common misconception.
Yeah.
But once you start to, peel back the layers, you discover this incredible world of symbiosis and resilience and diversity.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really a testament to the power of collaboration and adaptation in the natural world.
Absolutely. And I think that's what's so captivating about lichens is that they challenge our assumptions about what constitutes an individual organism.
Right.
It's not just one, it's a team.
Yeah.
A community working together.
Exactly. To thrive. And they remind us that even the smallest and seemingly insignificant life forms can have a huge impact on the world around them.
Yeah.
I mean, from creating soil to providing food and shelter, lichens are essential threads in this intricate web of life.
This deep dive has definitely been a humbling experience.
Yeah, good.
It's made me realize how much there is to learn and appreciate about the natural world, even in those things we often overlook.
Absolutely, and I think that's the key takeaway here, right? Curiosity and a willingness to explore can lead to the most fascinating discoveries.
Right.
And lichens are a testament to that. They're a reminder that there's always more to learn.
Right.
More to explore, more to wonder about in the natural world.
So, to our listener, the next time you encounter a lichen, whether it's clinging to a rock, adorning a tree branch, or even gracing an old wall, take a moment to really see it. Remember that partnership at its core.
Yeah.
The slow but steady persistence, and all the countless ways it contributes to the web of life.
And who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to do a little exploring of your own.
Yeah.
There's a whole world of wonder out there waiting to be discovered.
That's a perfect note to end on.
Okay.
Thanks for taking us on this incredible deep dive into the world of lichens.
It was my pleasure.
I know I'll never look at them the same way again.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.